What's up, everybody? Paul here, Left Coast Small Car Builds. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are enjoying the beginning of the weekend. So, a lot of good bench time in today. As I mentioned in my previous videos, got some time off of work and some things caught up at home, but really focusing on some builds, which it's been great. I got more bench time in today probably than I have in, I don't know how long. Yeah, I'm wearing a hood. I don't have my beanie, and it is chilly out here. So, getting ready to call it a night, let everything sit. Man, this 49, I got to tell you, if you saw my video on the polishing, everything was going great up until then. And I almost told myself, don't jinx it. When I mentioned that everything was going together really well. Then came the foil work. Well, let me show you what I got here so far. Let's see if we can show you here. Got this cool little tray. I don't know if you can kind of see there. So, really happy with what I have at the moment. And I've got my old red one next to it because that's kind of what this was based off of to start. Man. So what's funny is a little history on this. So let me flip it around, show you what we got so far. Real basic, nothing crazy. Just having a good time building this, and it actually really has been. It's almost like a therapeutic build here. But so this thing started out, I think it was back in late 90s, actually mid 90s. So it was about 97, 96. We did a club build, 49 Fords. This started out as, it was either mine or Pop's, and it went south quick. Scribing is all over the place, really deep gouges. We're going to put in the garbage, and for whatever reason, it didn't get tossed, and it probably wasn't because we were thinking about whether to toss or not. Probably just didn't want to make the walk over to the other side of the garage at that point. So it got put in a box. Fast forward over to about 2000 and I'm going to say about 12. I was going through some stuff in the garage. Pops had a medical deal, so he wasn't mobile. So around kind of helping him out, I was going through some stuff, and I came across that body, and I probably had taken a little break from building, probably a couple of years, and I thought, yeah, this would be a good one to kind of get back in the groove of things, fill in those deep gouge marks, clean up the body, be a good way to dive back into the hobby. And so I did. I kind of scribed everything out, used some filler, filled in some of the gouges, straightened out the lines, cleaned up the body, got it set in primer, molded in, the front, the custom piece there, got it all molded in, and it sat in primer from probably about 2012 up until now. Did get kind of mocked up with the thread interior. I foiled it. Everything was good. And then come up to YouTube. And my first group build for the channel was it probably wasn't explained the best. But it was basically take something you had built early on and rebuild it. See how it's changed, right? So for myself, it was this. This was one of the first models I did that had any type of custom work that, Pops helped me with. We saw a picture or a drawing in I believe it was a custom rodder. And it was where they had the stock grill, cut the bumper off, had that mounted, shaved the body, had radius the back wheel wells, which I didn't do here. So anyways, that was what I started with this 49. As you guys know, I love shoebox Fords. I have 3 or 4 of them going. Um, that was where this one started, and it didn't make it, unfortunately. And so I was pretty determined to get this done this year for the Customs Illustrated group build that we're doing here at Left Coast. And got to tell you, so the first thing Pop said was, he says, "You're not going to paint it red, are you?" And I said, "Man, you sound like Jason over there, KRD. I don't know about that guy. He doesn't like red cars." So I was going to do it pretty much identical to this, minus the kind of flaring or opening up the wheel wells here, radiusing those out. So I thought, no, we'll do something different. I had the thread interior, which is kind of a blue, white, gray. So I thought, all right, let's do a blue. Anyhow, got to where we are today. Now, everything was going good. Overall, to me, I call it a good 20 footer. There are some things that kind of shone through here, but man, I started foiling this thing, and I think between the epoxy primer I originally used, which is thicker because it has a hardener, it's not like your lacquer-based primers. So that being just that little thicker primer, then we shot the candy blue, which it did take some coats to really cover to get the blue I was looking for. Which, not to mention, the first blue that went on, it kind of failed. So I actually was painted a different blue, cleared, scuffed down, shot with this candy base coat Oriental blue, and then cleared again. So it was getting thick. Man, this thing was 10 times as hard to foil now as it was when I did it in primer. I'll see if I have a picture, I'll throw it up. I started with the side trim because that's the longest piece, kind of the hardest. And when I did this, when it was in primer, it was easy. I literally had the thing foiled in probably 20 minutes, if that. Holy smokes. I had both sides done. I was super unhappy. I peeled it off, pulled some wax and grease remover out, wiped it down. I actually taped the side spears off right here. Taped off the whole body and sprayed those with Revell Chrome. Now, they look great. The only downside was the chrome ran down. So basically, the moldings where they crossed the door lines, it ran down there. So then when I was cleaning that up, it smeared. So I ended up getting the wax and grease remover out, cleaning both sides up. And at that point, I was ready to toss this thing, let me tell you. So I cleaned it, went inside, had some lunch, came back out, started foiling, and all in all, it came out good. Now, I see flaws in it, and, it's like they say, we are our own worst critics. I see flaws. I've sent pictures out to my buddies in the Coast to Coast Club, my buddy Chris, Steven, and they're like, "Man, it looks great." And I'm like, "You guys aren't seeing it like I am." My buddy Chris, we go way back. He's like, "Yeah, you're just being hard on yourself." And probably. But anyways, I'm really happy. I mean, the more I look at this thing, for being a very simple, quick build, it's really kind of motivating, to be honest with you. This year has not been the best build year. If you go back through some of these videos, it's kind of like project after project, something went wrong. And I'm not a good person to push through when things go wrong. If it's a good parts car or there's hope, I'll box it up, set it aside, or put it away for parts. If the kids aren't watching, I may try to throw it in the garbage. That's just how I am. It's how I've always been, somewhat stubborn in that sense. So seeing this come through the way it is really cool. It's really good. And it's just been a fun day. I think I was out here this morning by like 8 o'clock having my coffee. I think it was first it was Jason there at KRD. We were texting, and then Bruce from Bruce's Electric. We were chatting, kind of got the group going, and then throughout the day just kept chipping away. Next thing you know, it was noon, then it was 2. Then I was showing June how to barbecue, and I was still out here working on this thing, which has really been fun. It's, to be honest, it's probably what I needed, was just a day to really chip away. I haven't spent this much time at the bench in one sitting probably since the 48-hour group build. And it's really been cool. So that's my story for the day. That's my update on my 49 Ford. And it's really come a long ways this week. Hopefully by tomorrow, if not Sunday morning, this will be done, and you will see the final on it for my Kustoms Illustrated group build. Actually, you know what? You guys probably won't see it till the 31st for the Kustoms Illustrated release, actually. So this will be the last time you guys probably see it, unless it ends up in the garbage. I'll try to get a picture of have one of the kids videoing me throwing it across the room or something. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But that's it. So I'm going to hammer that thing out and jump on some builds, and really hoping kind of carry this enthusiasm on into 2025. So hope everybody's doing well. That's my quick update for this. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Prayers out there to our buddy Joe over at Big Sky. He lost his father-in-law. I believe it was battling cancer. So please keep Joe in your prayers and thoughts. I know our buddy Tim as well over at Rat Daddy Studios. He's going through some health stuff as well, he mentioned. So please keep him and his daughter in our prayers. Jamie over there at Styrene Live 505, lost his mother. So man, a lot of stuff going on, for around the holidays, but please keep these folks in your prayers. Very much appreciated. I know they'll appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys back at some point either tomorrow or Sunday morning, Model Cars and Coffee. So have a good one. Make sure you check out all the links in the description for our sponsors, page supporters, discount codes, all that fun stuff, guys. Get out there, check it out, spend some time with your family, loved ones, get some bench time in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, everybody.